Hello online. Hello, everybody online. This is the end of the Heron Cairo game. 30 seconds left. Heron's going to win it. Thanks, buddy. (74-65), the Heron Tigers win over Cairo. So Heron's 2-0 now.
Yep.
Cairo's 0-2.
AJ's 0-2.
AJ's 0-2.
I guess Christopher's 0-2. Assuming they lost last night.
Yeah, they did. Oh. Glad you folks on YouTube didn't see me yawning up here just a minute ago. Past my bedtime.
Yeah, by the time I get home, it'll be past mine. I didn't get home about 11:30 last night, so.
I figured there'd be a bigger crowd here tonight. Robert, if you want to go on and roll pregame anytime you can. Everybody, thank you for on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it. Finally got the audio fixed. Hopefully we can get you a win tonight. Here come your Lions. Good evening, everybody. It is Dave McKenzie, along with my partner Scott Hudson. We are in West Frankfort, and once again at the Max Morris Gymnasium here on West Frankfort High School campus for the second game of the Midwinter Classic for your Carterville Lions this evening, as they are preparing to take on the host school, Frankfort Redbirds, here in this game this evening. It'll be a home game, as it should be for West Frankfort, Scott, and Carterville, a tough loss on Monday night against the El Dorado Eagles. It was a final of 60-53, a 7-point loss. Carterville needs to take care of business here tonight and on Friday when they host, or when they take on Christopher, to make it into the winners bracket coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, Carterville, very disappointing loss to El Dorado there tonight. You've probably heard Shane Hawkins talk after the game. Very disappointed. I think it was probably the most disappointing loss of the season. Not that they didn't lose to a good team, because El Dorado was very good, ranked 6th in the state in 2A. But it's the fact that Carterville had 18 turnovers and just really didn't give themselves a chance to win in the fourth quarter. So this is the first time they've had a 2-game losing streak since the start of the season at the Pyramid Plus Classic. So Carterville coming out against the home team, West Frankfort Redbirds, who are much better than their record would indicate.
And their record is 7-8 on the season, and they are at home. And like Coach Hawks said on Monday night, you come into it's a big game for West Frankfort. It's their tournament. They're the host. They want to win this tournament. That's their goal, is to win this tournament every year. And you get just a little extra oomph if you're a West Frankfort Redbird player playing on this court in this tournament on this night.
Yeah, they've got a couple of kids that are going to be key for them tonight. Keegan Thrash, a 6'5" junior, and also Austin Glodich, a 6'6" senior. Those two will be dueling with the dynamic duo of Luke Ford and Taylor Heil on the inside. Carterville, I think, Dave, coming into this game, they have to worry about themselves first. They have to worry about getting back to the simple stuff, getting the ball inside, like Coach Hawkins said, because their offense revolves around Ford and Heil on the inside. Doesn't mean they have to shoot every time they get it, but if you come down on each possession and one or both of those players touch the ball, it really opens things up for everybody else.
And we've seen, especially since midway through the Duster Thomas, that you get the ball to Luke Ford in the paint, 80% of the time he's going to put it in the hole, and that's going to give a little bit of relief to Taylor Heil. He doesn't have to burden that full load, and if you do that, it's going to open up the outside for your outside shooters, your Brendan Beasleys, your Blake Jacksons, your Justin Johnsons, and your Dylan Moores when they're in the game. That ball needs to be touched in the paint by either Heil or Ford virtually every possession.
Heil and Ford can dominate on the inside. Ford's more the guy around the baseline in the low block. Heil can go from free throw line in and score. So you've got those two, and as you said, Dave, it really opens things up on the outside. Now, if they're doing damage on the inside and the guards and Fords are open on the outside, they have to hit those open shots. They missed some shots against El Dorado in the fourth quarter that could have pulled Carterville closer. But it really starts on the inside, and the guards have got to take care of the basketball. They can't telegraph their passes like they did against El Dorado at times, but they've got to find a way to get the ball inside. That also means Heil and Ford have to work their butts off to get open.
Yep.
And when they get open, you got to get the ball to them immediately.
This Lions pregame show is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. You can visit them. They're going to have a brand new location, Scott. February, I think they're going to be moving across Route 13 to next to Tequila's, the 209 West Commercial Drive, and they have a new location over there. They've outgrown the current location, but you can visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear. They offer in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions. And don't forget, they do more than apparel. They design logos, brochures, posters, as well as vinyl signs and decals. You can find them online, artworkscustomgraphics.com. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the starting lineups and get you set for the Carterville Lions as they take on the West Frankfort Redbirds here. Game 2 of the Midwinter Classic at West Frankfort. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 90 here, please. 90. Back at Max Morris Gymnasium in West Frankfort, where we are awaiting the start of the Carterville Lions taking on the West Frankfort Redbirds. Of course, West Frankfort comes in with a 7-8 record on the season, and like Scott said, don't let that record deceive you. They're a little bit better than that. Carterville comes in with a 10-7 record on the season, and as we were talking about moments ago, probably the most disappointing loss of the season was the one Monday night against El Dorado. And but tonight, Carterville has an opportunity to turn that around, break that momentum, get back to winning some ball games. And as we mentioned, this is the first time they've lost back-to-back games since the opening Pyramid Plus tournament at home. And so a win tonight, I think, could be huge for this team's psyche right now.
Well, this is a very good West Frankfort team. If Carterville could win this game, then you've got a Christopher team that is yet to win a game. So Carterville would have a very good chance at the least to get into the third place game. But for Carterville, and I've said this about, you can say this about any team at any level, you find out a lot about your team as a coach when you face adversity. And Carterville's facing adversity right now. They've lost to 2 state-ranked teams in different ways. And I think the loss Monday night was a little bit more concerning to Coach Hawkins because of the way his team played and the way they handled themselves during the game, especially the second half. Again, it comes down to turnovers. If Carterville does not turn the ball over at an alarming rate, they can play with anybody and beat anybody that they are on the court with. But if they turn the ball over, they can also lose to just about anybody they play.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale, they offer a variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, and mobile banking. For more information, you can stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit the website, tboc.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Both teams are heading to the bench after their pregame skate, as I like to call it, and get ready for basketball game here this evening at West Frankfort's. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. And don't forget, if you would like to watch the game online, you can do that. Go to YouTube and just search Carterville Lions versus West Frankfort Redbirds. You can head to the Carterville Athletic page. It's right there at the top. You can click on the link and watch it. That page is CartervilleLionAthletics.org. CartervilleLionAthletics.org. We keep everything up to date right there for the school, and you can go and click that link and watch the game as well. Also, a couple other notes, Scott. Other action for Carterville. Carterville Wrestling was in Carbondale tonight with a match. Girls varsity playing Mount Vernon tonight at Mount Vernon. They just got beat by Mount Vernon here a couple of weeks ago, so I know there's a little bit of revenge factor for the Lions on that. And also Saturday, If you like to watch some of the hardest working athletes in high school sports, come over to Carterville High School, as they are going to be hosting, the cheerleaders are going to be hosting the Carterville Invitational Cheer Competition. Starts at 10 o'clock, and I think there's about 16 schools that are going to be there, and just a great day of that. We're going to live stream that as well, coming up on Saturday for all our parents grandparents that can't be there for that. So that's coming up on Saturday at home, the Invitational Cheer Competition starting at 10 a.m. We'll go on and give you the starting lineup for your Carterville Lions. As usual, it is the main group of Carterville Lions that have started virtually every game. Blake Jackson, the 5'10 senior guard. Also 6'2 junior Justin Johnson starts at one of the other guards. Brendan Beasley, number 30, the 5'9 senior, starts at the point. And then the two big guys, Luke Ford, 6'7", 237-pound junior at one forward, and Taylor Howell, the 6'6", 169-pound senior forward at the other forward position. So it'll be Jackson, Johnson, Beasley, Ford, and Heil that get the start for your Carterville Lions. When you look at the starting lineup for the West Frankfort Redbirds this evening, they go with number 10, 6'6 senior Austin Glonich. He plays out on the wing. Number 23, Kyle Hammers, the 5'11 sophomore point guard. Number 25, Noah Allen, the 5'8 senior point. And then you have Andrew Sturgill, who plays, he's 6'1", plays out on the wing, wears number 33. And then Keegan Thrash, the 6'5 junior, plays out on the wing as well. So for West Frankfort, it will be Glonich, Hammers, Allen, Sturgill, and Thrash.
Well, another key for Carterville tonight is you got to keep one of the big guys, Luke Ford, out of foul trouble. He got 2 early fouls in the game against El Dorado and had to go to the bench and was not able to play the second quarter, came back into the third, and when he came back in the third, he was dominant. And he can dominate the inside, but you've got to have him on the floor, and he's got to stay out of early foul trouble.
He was the leading scorer. He and Heil both had 14 in that loss against the Eagles. 6 points of his 14 came in that third quarter, but he could be big once again for the Carterville Lions tonight. And I look for a good showing by the Lions tonight to turn things around. I think Shane Hawkins, that's what he's looking for as well, and should be a good game for the Lions.
Carterville needs a little bit more out of their guard play. Talking about Beasley, Johnson, and Jackson overall. And I'm not talking just offensively. I'm talking about defensively as well. They've got to handle the ball much better than they did against El Dorado. And when they've got the open shots, they've got to drain them. Blake Jackson probably had his worst shooting night of the season, at least for the last 2 months, the other night against El Dorado. But as I've always said, if you're a shooter and you've got the open shot, you got to take it. Just because you've missed 1 or 2 or 3 in a row,
can't hide.
You got to keep taking the shots. So the offense revolves around Heil and Ford, and then the guards have to chip in when they can.
That wraps up our Artworks Custom Graphics pregame show. Both teams are at midcourt. We are ready for basketball. Thank you for tuning in to News Radio WJPF and Carterville Lions Sports. Carterville, once again, they control the tip. I think they've won every tip of the games this year. And the ball immediately is tipped out of bounds by West Frankfort as Thrash gets his hand on it. It's going to belong to the Lions here with just underway at Max Morris Gymnasium. Love this gym, Scott. This is such a great, especially our perch here in the corner. We can see everything, and they've made some upgrades, a new scoreboard. It's just a nice place to play as Heil fires from 15, doesn't hit anything. Johnson gets the rebound. His shot doesn't hit anything. Heil gets the rebound, puts it back, and it's good. Good job offensively hitting the boards for the Lions on that first possession. West Frankfort has the ball. Carterville comes out in a full court press defensively. Frankfort breaks it, gets it across the timeline as it's Glonish, top of the circle. He wants to go to the right side. He does to Noah Allen. They work it toward the right wing. That's Hammers out there, whereas number 23 as Glonish fires from 18. And that is good for West Frankfort. We're tied at 2.
Yeah, the lefty hit from the elbow, right elbow, and Carterville's probably going to have to come out and guard him a little better on the perimeter.
Carterville has it into the front court. Justin Johnson, left side toward the left wing, wants to get it to Heil. The ball's tipped out of bounds, and they're going to say West Frankfort tipped it out. That was off of Sturgill. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Yeah, they pushed Ford out between the free throw line and the arc. And even if Luke gets the ball there, he really is not going to have an opportunity to do anything with it.
As they throw the ball into the backcourt, Carterville has it. Beasley, top of the circle to Taylor Heil. He's picked up defensively by Glodich. They work it to the right side. Blake Jackson now back to Beasley between the circles. Steps back on the Redbird logo at midcourt. Left-right dribble, left side to Justin Johnson. 6:29 remaining in the first quarter. Into Heil at the free throw line. Kicks it over to Beasley. He brings it left-handed over across the top. Now they work it down to Heil. He loses the handle. That's the first turnover on the Carterville Lions. Quickly into the front court. West Frankfort with it. That is Hammers left side. Gives it to Glodich. Glodich wears number 10, guarded by Taylor Heil. Brings it back top of the circle to Kyle Hammers. Hammers is guarded by Beasley defensively for the Lions. With the left side, they take it to Allen. Allen gets by Blake Jackson, puts it up on the rim, no good. The ball is on the floor. Blake Jackson, or Beasley, gets the rebound, brings it down low. Blake Jackson's shot is no good. They're saying he was blocked from behind. Taylor Heil gets the rebound and puts it back.
Heil was there to get the stick back, and you can always count on Taylor being around the glass.
Nice job by the Lions once again, but the West Frankfort beat the press. They get it down low quickly to Keegan Thrash, his first bucket of the game. And we are all tied at 4. Carterville into the front court. Taylor Heil between the circle. Over to Luke Ford, a little lazy with the pass. It's tipped away by West Frankfort. That's the second turnover, back-to-back turnovers on the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, they got to take care of the ball. They can't telegraph their passes. El Dorado played strictly zone the other night. West Frankfort playing that in-your-face man-to-man defense tonight.
West Frankfort has the basketball. They are moving from left to right in the home white uniforms with the red lettering as Glodich his second, and it is a 6-4 West Frankfort lead. Beasley steps across midcourt. Short pass to Heil, top of the key. Finds Brandon Beasley down low all by himself, and he misses the easy shot. West Frankfort gets the rebound. Oh, what a nice look he had. Nice pass from Taylor Heil.
Those are the bunnies that you got to have.
Missed the left-hander. The ball's on the floor from West Frankfort. Put back up by Thrash. West Frankfort controls the tip. That's Hammers. And he works it left-handed, top of the circle, looks for some help, doesn't get it, now gets it back to Glodich. Glodich back to Noah Allen toward the right side. They work it left side now to Hammers. Hammers wants to drive the left baseline, kicks it out, top of the circle. That is Thrash. He works it to the left baseline. The shot is good by Hammers from 3. That was a big shot right there by Kyle Hammers.
Yeah, Carterville down by 5 midway through the first quarter.
9-4 is the score. Carterville into the front court. They get it into Luke Ford, left low block. His turnaround jumper no good, in and out. The rebound is controlled by West Frankfort, but Blake Jackson defensively tips it out of bounds. Nice job. He's putting some pressure on back there. Sturgill's the one that had that rebound, but the ball belongs to West Frankfort. 9-4 lead with 3:40 left here in the opening quarter. Thank you for tuning in to Lions Sports here on News Radio WJPF. Late game at the Midwinter Classic on a Wednesday night. Friday, we have the early game. We're going to play at 5:30 on Friday evening, taking on the Christopher Bearcats. West Frankfort into the front court. That is Sturgill, has it, works it to the left side, down to Glodich, left-hand dribble. He's stopped by Ford. Ball comes out top to Hammers. Fires from 3, no good. Rebound in the air, and it's controlled by Blake Jackson for the Lions. He's on the run. It's a 3-on-2 break for the Lions. Beasley's going to fire from 3. In, out, no good. Rebound, Heil. Put back up, and he gets the foul, and is going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Heil's got 3 offensive rebounds already in this first quarter. Cardinals come out shooting the ball not very well from the outside, but Heil's been there. He's, like I said, he's already got 3 offensive rebounds.
That foul is on Andrew Sturgill for West Frankfort as Heil hits his first free throw. Taylor Heil has all 5 of the points for the Lions. Luke Ford goes up, gets a rebound for the Lions. That's huge. Carterville can get back within 2 here on this possession. 2:50 remaining in the first quarter. 9-5, West Frankfort lead. Blake Jackson on the right wing with the basketball. Wants to get it to Ford down low on the right block. He finds his way, but he steps out of bounds. They're going to say he turned it over as he stepped out of bounds. That's a third turnover on Carterville here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, turnovers will kill you, and that's what you would call an unforced error.
Lions had 6 turnovers in the opening quarter against El Dorado on Monday night. Slight pressure being put on defensively by the Lions, but West Frankfort brings it across midcourt. 2:30 remaining in the first. As Thrash, left-hand dribble, pulls up at the free throw line. His shot no good. Rebound by Justin Johnson. Beasley quickly into the front court. Jackson loses the handle. Another turnover by the Lions, the 4th in the game. Frankfort on the run. They find the cutting Glodich with the left hand. That's good for the Lions. That's 6 for Glodich. And it's an 11-5 lead for West Frankfort. 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Turnovers once again hurting the Carterville Lions early in this ball game tonight. Taylor Heil, top of the circle to Justin Johnson. Cuts toward the back at the bucket, and he gets it to fall. 11-7. 1:40 remaining in the first quarter. Frankfort with the basketball. Hammers. He's guarded by Beasley. Works it toward the right side. That is Noah Allen. He's guarded by Blake Jackson. Now back to the other side. Hammers back to Allen. He fires top of the circle. No good. Rebound is put back by Thrash. He's got 4. It's 13-7. West Frankfort. Just over a minute remaining. Blake Jackson's going to fire from 3. Good for the Lions. Big shot for Blake Jackson. Well, that's what I like calling him.
Yeah, that's the guy Carterville needs to get going from the outside to maybe open things up on the inside for Ford and Heil.
I like calling him Big Shot Blake Jackson. I think that would be a good term. We need him to keep making those. 51 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's a 3-point game. West Frankfort up 13-10. They have it in the front court as that is Allen. He travels with the ball. That's the first turnover on West Frankfort in this ball game. Carterville has a chance to maybe tie this up going into the second.
Yeah, Dylan Moore into the game. Jackson out. Carterville a chance to tie or at least pull it within 1 here late in the first.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Taylor Heil looking for the cutting. Dylan Moore, it's tipped away. That's the 5th turnover on the Lions. West Frankfort heads the other way. They will probably hold up and hold for the final shot as Allen has it over to the far side. They work it to Sturgill. Now to Glodich. Glodich, he wants to take it to the rack. He's double teamed there. Nice job defensively. They kick out top, work it back to the left side. Glodich wide over from 18. That's good. You cannot leave him open. He's got 8 points here in this first quarter for West Frankfort. The shot from Beasley is no good, and that's how we end the first quarter. It is 15-10, West Frankfort on top of your Carterville Lions. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60 here, please, 60. Back at Max Morris Gymnasium on a Wednesday night, the late game here at the Midwinter Classic, and we end one. It's a 5-point West Frankfort lead, 15-10.
Redbirds shot 58% in the first, 36% for the Lions.
Leading scorer for your Carterville Lions, Taylor Heil. He's got 5 as West Frankfort turns the ball over. That's only their second turnover of the game. Justin Johnson fires from 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Glodich of West Frankfort. He takes it with a left-hand dribble to the far side of the court, moving left to right. Swing pass over to Allen. He fires from 3, and that's good for Noah Allen for West Frankfort.
West Frankfort's getting way too many open shots, and I don't think there's a Carterville defender in the same zip code on the last 2 baskets by the Redbirds.
18-10, the 8-point lead just in a minute into the second quarter here. Carterville has the basketball as Heil finds a cutting Luke Ford backdoor. Nice pass, nice assist from the Lions. Taylor Heil to Luke Ford. As West Frankfort has it, that is Hammers, Kyle Hammers. Pass to the left side to Andrew Sturgill for West Frankfort. Carterville's matched up man-to-man defensively. Dylan Moore is into the game for the Lions. As that is Hammers that drives, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound. We're going to have a push from Luke Ford as he went to get the rebound. That's his first foul of the game. That's the first team foul on Carterville. Ball's going to belong to the Frankfort Redbirds.
Yeah, when you see a player like Sturgill, the size of Sturgill, who's a big boy, go flying one way, you know that he didn't do that on his own.
Not typically.
Mr. Ford thought he might have gotten away with one, but they got him.
Not typically. As the inbound pass comes to Allen, he fires it right away. No good. Carterville gets the rebound. Justin Johnson, outlet pass to Beasley. Leaves it for Dylan Moore. His shot is no good. Heil gets the rebound, and we have a jump ball that is called by the baseline official. And possession arrow belongs to the Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Certified York dealer, and they service all brands. Call 985-2502, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. 6:16 left here in the first half. Carterville basketball, they're down 6. Beasley gets it to Johnson. Beasley, he wants to drive the lane, loses a handle on it, tied up once again, and the possession arrow is going to give the ball to West Frankfort.
Yeah, it's another turnover. Beasley got the ball, tried to drive between 2 defenders, lost the ball, and lost the possession.
So West Frankfort can get that lead back up to 8 points here in the second quarter. Of course, Carterville, disappointing loss on Monday night. 60-53 to El Dorado as Frankfort misses the shot. That was Thrash. Carterville on the run again, and Beasley gets fouled as he takes it down the right baseline. And the foul is on West Frankfort's Kyle Hammers. That's his first foul, second team foul now on the Frankfort Redbirds.
Now the Redbirds have missed their last 3 shots from the field. This is an opportunity for Carterville to cut into that 6-point lead, but you got to play smart. You can't try to force things.
18-12, that's the Frankfort lead at the moment. Blake Jackson, top of the circle. Luke Ford at the free throw line, gets it back to Johnson toward the right side. They want to get it in to Luke Ford down on the block. Jackson fires from 3, long, no good. Heil rebound, his putback is good, and the foul. And he's going to go to the line and shoot the and one.
He's got 5 rebounds in this first half, and they're all offensive rebounds. He's always around the glass, and he's there to be. He cleans up a lot of messes, I will say that.
It's almost like Taylor's putting this team on his back saying, throw it up there, boys. I'll go get it, and we'll find our way back in here. Beasley checks out. Dylan Valerius checks in for the Lions. The foul was on Sturgill. That's his second. Heil's free throw is good. And it's a 3-point game, 3-point lead for West Frankfort. Into the front court. That is Hammers with the basketball. Works around to the right side. He's guarded by Valerius, who just checked in for the Lions. Glodich, top of the circle. To the left side. He needs some help. He's guarded by Luke Ford as he gets the ball off to Hammers. Hammers picked up again by Valerius. Nice D by the Lions. They find Glodich on the baseline. Turn around. Jumper's no good. He's fouled by Luke Ford. That's 2 on Ford. So he'll be coming out of the game quickly. And Glonich is going to be at the line shooting 2.
Carterville was playing good man-to-man defense. They were pushing the Redbirds out on the floor, and then they found a little bit of a crease
seam, yep.
and took it.
Glonich misses the first free throw, Austin Glonich. Yeah, they did a nice job, just a little bit of it, like you said, a little crease there, and they were able to take advantage of it, take it to the rack, get fouled, go to the line, shoot your free throws, and make them. But he missed the first. The second one is good. Glonich has 9 points so far in this game for West Frankfort. 19-15, a 4-point lead for West Frankfort here with 5 minutes left in the half. Dylan Valerius at the point for the Lions. Where's number 44? Gets it to Blake Jackson, who is looking toward Coach Shane Hawkins for instructions. A pass is tipped out of bounds by Lucas Wolf of West Frankfort. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Very good man-to-man defense by West Frankfort.
Pass goes into the backcourt. Blake Jackson, step across the timeline, once again guarded by Wolf. Dumps it over to Taylor Heil, who's on the left wing. For Valerius, back to Heil. Toward the top of the key. Over to the far side. Grant Garby's also checked in for the Lions. Justin Johnson finds a cutting Valerius. His shot is good for the Lions. Nice to see Dylan Valerius hit the board here for Carterville. 19-17. Carterville has fought back to within 2 after being down by as much as 7 or 8 in this half. West Frankfort basketball to Glonich. Austin Glonich cuts down the right side, turns, backs Taylor Heil down. Needs some help now. Finds a wide open Wolf. He fires from 3. That is good for Lucas Wolf and West Frankfort. 22-17, Redbird lead. Justin Johnson drives, and we've got a foul that is called on Andrew Sturgill. That's his 3rd for West Frankfort. You would think they would bring him out of the game.
Well, another West Frankfort possession where Carterville played very, very good defense. They triple-teamed Glodich down low, but they left the guy wide open on the top of the key, and he drained the 3.
So it's going to belong to Carterville. Jackson triggers it in to Dylan Valerius. Valerius, he's guarded now by Noah Allen. Carterville works it to the far side. Blake Jackson drives, hop, jump, no good. His shot is blocked. West Frankfort controls. On the run, that is West Frankfort to the free throw line. Almost a travel by Noah Allen, not called. Back to Wolf. Wolf now gets it to Allen. His right-hand runner is good for West Frankfort. He's got 5 this quarter. And it's 24-17, West Frankfort. Justin Johnson to Taylor Heil. Back to Johnson to the cutting. Taylor Heil, nice back door from Taylor Heil. He gets the bucket. For the Lions, it's a 5-point lead once again. Justin Johnson gets the assist on that, by the way. And we've got a pushing foul. It's called on JJ. That's going to be his first of the game. Carterville's 3rd team foul. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville are proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Beasley checks back in, and Justin Johnson is going to get a blow from head coach Shane Hawkins here with 2:52 left in the second quarter. West Frankfort basketball. Wolf with a left-hand dribble, guarded by Valerius. Left-hand dribble down the left side, backs it out to Glodich. Glodich to the right wing to Allen. He fires from 3 off the iron, no good. Rebound by Valerius. He's on the run. Gets it to Beasley. Left side, Blake Jackson. Carterville slows it down. Heil at the right elbow, finds Valerius. Now Beasley fires from 3 from the right side. In, out, no good. And we've got a foul on Glodich of West Frankfort. That is going to be his first foul of the game.
Well, it's a good job by Garby to keep Glodich behind him and on his back, and Glodich tried to go over. So nice job by Garby to get Glodich pick up his, 2nd personal foul?
Yep. No, first. That's his first.
And then Carterville throws the ball away.
Turns it over. That's their second turnover here in the second quarter. 7 for the game. 2:15 remaining in the half as the shot by Allen wasn't very good on the layup. Carterville controls. Valerius is wide open. Oh, no good. Taylor Howell gets the rebound. Watch the line. He didn't step on that line, but they call him out of bounds. I was watching his feet, but the official disagrees. Third turnover on the line.
Yeah, 8th turnover in the game. Valerius had a wide open three. You got to take the shot. He just couldn't get it to go. And Howell, again, cleaning up the offensive glass at 6 offensive rebounds.
1:57 left here in the first half. Carterville down 5. Frankfort has the basketball in the front court. That's Wolf with the left-hand dribble to the left side. Hammers. He drives his shot, no good. Taylor Howell gathers in another defensive rebound. The ball is stolen away by Hammers. Carterville turns it over for the 4th time, and that is Glodich that gets the bucket for West Frankfort. 26-19. Man, Taylor just lost the handle on it. And West Frankfort able to get those points off turnovers. And we have a foul on West Frankfort. That was on Noah Allen. That's his first.
Yeah, Carterville has given West Frankfort 9 extra possessions with their turnovers, and Frankfort is making them pay for it.
26-19. 7-point lead for West Frankfort. We have 1:15 left in the first half.
Frankfort's gone to a 3-2 zone.
Beasley is wide open from the top of the key, off the back of their iron, no good. West Frankfort gets the rebound. Hammers into the front court to Wolf. He's guarded by Valerius. Now the ball is turned over by West Frankfort. Here comes Blake Jackson, finds Beasley wide open. Layup is good by Beasley. That's his first point of the game.
Carterville needed that in the worst way.
They did in a big hurt. Down 5 now, 40 seconds left in the half. West Frankfort has the basketball. As it is Thrash, top of the circle, now to Wolf. Guarded by Valerius to Glodich. He brings it with the left-hand dribble, drives it to the lane. He's blocked by Taylor Heil. That's the foul on Heil. That's his first. Glodich is going to go to the line and shoot 2 with 22 seconds left in the game, in the half.
It was going to be a tough shot for Glodich the way he was headed towards the baseline. And I know it's easy for us to say because we're up here high in the penthouse, but if Heil just lets him go, he may not get off a good shot. Of course, he did just miss the free throw, but...
So Dylan Moore checks in. Justin Johnson checks out. Grant Garby checks out. Dylan Valerius checks out. Nice minutes for both of those guys here in the second quarter.
And really, Carterville has survived since Ford's been out of the game. When he went out with 5:03 to go in the second, Frankfort was up 19-15. So they've kind of at least held their own since he's been out.
Glodich gets his free throw, 27-21, 20 seconds remaining here at the half. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Crystal's Catering and more than you expected, more memorable for your guest. Visit crystalsgoodfood.com for more information. Carterville's going to hold for the final shot. Beasley, top of the circle. Dylan Moore. Blake Jackson fires from the left baseline, no good. Rebounded by West Frankfort, and that's how we are going to end the half. It is 27-21, West Frankfort with a 6-point lead. We're going to the half. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 2 minutes here, please, 2. SIU is going to overtime again. Hey, everybody online watching on our YouTube channel, thank you for tuning in. You need more money? Do you need more money? Back at West Frankfort, Max Morris Gymnasium. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson where we're at the half. It's 27-21. West Frankfort on top of the Lions. Carterville got down by as many as 8. They got back to within 2. And now here at the half, they find themselves down 6.
Yeah, again, turnovers is the story for the Carterville Lions. They had 9 turnovers in that first half. Frankfort only had 3. Rebounding, the Lions out-rebounded the Redbirds 16-9. Taylor Howell, he's been a beast on the boards. He had 8 rebounds in that first half, 6 of those offensive to lead the Lions. Thrash had 4 to lead the Redbirds. Shooting from the field, not very good for Carterville either. 37% from the field and even 50% for West Frankfort. And again, Dave, it's kind of the same old, same old. It sounds like a broken record. But Carterville's inability to take care of the basketball has cost them this deficit here at halftime. The good news is, like the El Dorado game at half, Carterville's still in this game. They're not down by double digits. Carterville will get the ball to start the second half, but they've got to find a way to take care of the basketball. And I'm sure Ford, with 2 fouls, probably will start the third quarter because Coach Hawkins needs him in there.
Absolutely. When you look at scoring, let's start with West Frankfort here so far. They are led in scoring by Austin Glonich, the big left-hander. He's got 12 of the 27 points for Frankfort. Lucas Wolf has 3. You have Kyle Hammers that hit a big three-pointer in that first quarter. Noah Allen has 5, and Keegan Thrash has 4. So it's 27 points for for Nashville. Where did that come from? For West Frankfort here this evening. Looking at the Carterville Lions scoring. How about 3 from Blake Jackson? Justin Johnson has 2. Brennan Beasley has 2. Luke Ford has 2. Dylan Valerius got on the board with 2. And Taylor Howell has 10 points for the Lions, 10 of the 21, and he's been a madman on the boards here this evening. And I like how he's playing. If we can get Luke going defensively, I like how Lions have played so far. Carterville, and as we know, Carterville always generally has a very good third quarter coming out from half. They make the necessary adjustments, and that's when they get on a run.
Yeah, Carterville's only got 1-3 in that first half. West Frankfort had 3 beyond the arc. Carterville's guards have to shoot the ball better from the outside when they're open. Frankfort had gone to a zone there late, but I expect the Redbirds to come back out in that man-to-man. It was very suffocating in the first half. But when the guards are open, whether it's Jackson, Johnson, Beasley had a couple of open shots that he couldn't get to go. Those threes will get you back into a game quickly. But when you've got the shots, especially uncontested, you've got to get them to go because Frankfort has been shooting lights out in this first half.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale, they offer the convenience of mobile banking. Stay connected on the go with the Bank of Carbondale's mobile banking app. For more information on the features of mobile banking and how you can enroll, visit the website tboc.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We're going to go on and take another break for our Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center halftime report. When we come back, we'll continue here. It's 27-21 West Frankfort on top of Carterville. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 2 minutes here, please. 2 minutes.
Sounds like a win-win to me. Check it out for yourself at SIUCE.org. SIU Credit Union, where service, Carterville is a locally owned and operated business serving 7-Eleven for over 20 years, specializing in much more than commercial or residential lawn care. Joseph Brickland and his crew can do store living, nursery, tree trimming, tree removal, landscaping maintenance, and much more. Call 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, pull a jug. 534-8148. That's 534-8148.
Still not a member of the Sweatshop Fitness Center in downtown Carterville? You're missing fun and effective classes in our newborn fitness room, along with energetic and professional instructors for Zumba, spinning, aerobics, and high-intensity classes. You're missing all the benefits of 24/7 accessibility, great equipment, and trainers. And you're missing the convenience of plain, healthy-ready meals ordered and delivered weekly right to the gym to help keep you on track. Don't miss out. 681-2923.
When you walk through the doors of People's National Bank, you can count on the golden rule still being in place. We're here for you, your hopes, your dreams, your everyday needs, and we promise to never forget that or take it for granted. As a locally owned bank for over 100 years, we promise to continue to uphold the values and principles of the golden rule for the next 100 years and beyond. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. www.peoplesnationalbank.com, member FDIC.
In West Frankfort for Carterville's second game at the Midwinter Classic at Max Morris Gymnasium. 27-21 is our score. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. And updating a couple of scores that we have for you. Of course, earlier games, it was Marion over AJ 61-55. Marion moves their record to 2-0, Scott, in the midwinter. Heron got a win over Cairo 74-65. They moved to 2-0 in their bracket. And, of course, Carterville needs this win. If we can get this, we'll be back to 1-1.
Yeah, Carterville does not want to have to play that 5:30 game on Saturday, and that's assuming that Carterville would knock off Christopher on Friday night at 5:30. Again, this game is still there to be had, but Carterville's got to play. They've got to play better on the offensive end, take care of the ball, and take advantage of what your advantage is, which is Heil and Ford on the inside. It's kind of hard when Ford's on the bench with 2 fouls, but having said that, you've got to pound the ball on the inside and let the offense go from there.
Carterville's a little bit better on the turnover scene, though. When we talk about it, we talk about too many turnovers. Any turnovers, too many. But against El Dorado here at the half, they had 11 turnovers tonight, just a couple better than that, 9. If they hang on to the ball, they should be in good shape here in this second half. There's no reason why they can't overcome this 6-point halftime deficit and come out of this with a win this evening. But West Frankfort, like Shane Hawkins talked about it in the pregame or the postgame on Monday night, he said, this is a huge event for West Frankfort Redbirds. They want to win their own tournament. And when the spotlight is on them, they get these late games. It's the signature game of the night. They're not going to lay down for you.
No, they've played good competition just like Carterville has, and they've lost some close games. Played Heron close into the fourth quarter, played Murfreesboro close into the second half. So they've come up short, on a couple occasions, but they're very capable of winning this game, and they only turned the ball over 3 times in the first half. So Carterville might have to ratchet up their defense just a little bit to force some turnovers and maybe get some transition baskets.
Don't forget, coming up in the end of the game, Scott and I will choose our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Joe was up chatting with us a little bit earlier, and appreciate that. Our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game coming up in our post-game show. Carterville will have possession of the basketball to start the second half. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. Beasley steps across the timeline for the Lions. They are moving from left to right now in front of Coach Shane Hawkins and the Carterville Lion bench. Justin Johnson to Blake Jackson toward the right wing. Luke Ford is in the game to start the second half. Although he has 2 fouls, Carterville showing some patience here early in the half. As Jackson wants to get it to Ford. Heil fires from the free throw line, bounces in, around. It's good for Taylor Heil.
Heil got the shooter's touch. He's been the hot hand so far for the Lions tonight.
Carterville's within 4 now with 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. West Frankfort basketball near side just below us here from our look in on the second deck at the Max Morris Gymnasium. They are in their home white uniforms with the red and gray markings, red letters and gray shoulders. The ball is stolen away by Blake Jackson. That's a turnover on West Frankfort. Jackson gets the layup for the Lions. I like the start to the third quarter. We talk about the third quarter is always a good quarter for Carterville.
Jackson played the passing lane, anticipated, and got the run out.
West Frankfort has it up to 6:45 left in the third. They get it to Sturgill. Sturgill guarded by Heil. Left-hand dribble. Wants to get it down low to Glonich. He's guarded by Ford. He's going to try and get that third foul on Luke Ford, but he doesn't get it there as the shot is fired up from Thrash. No good. Rebound on the floor. Sturgill gets it, puts his shot up. No good. Heil gets the rebound. Carterville controls. Quickly on the run, Brennan Beasley toward the right wing. To Taylor Heil, takes a drive down the lane. His left-hand layup is good, and we are all tied up at 27 with 6:11 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Heil just got the ball at about the free throw line, a little bit further out than the free throw line, and just saw it open up. He took the left-hand dribble, went down the lane, kissed it off the glass, and Carterville has come out like a house on fire.
All tied at 27 here in the third quarter. West Frankfort has the basketball. Nice job defensively by Beasley. He backs up, hammers. He's trapped now, no place to go. 5-second call should be there, and we got a timeout by head coach Kevin Toney of West Frankfort. It's a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Certified Jort dealer, and they service all brands. Call 985-2502, or you can even go online. Visit charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Got one score to update, and it was from a couple of minutes ago. Drake and SIU went to overtime. The last score I had was 88-84 Drake. Maybe that's a final from Roger Medlin. 88-84 Drake over the Salukis.
Tough loss. Of course, SIU's already beaten Drake once this year, but tough loss for the Salukis as they try to stay in the upper echelon of the Missouri Valley Conference.
West Frankfort has the basketball. It's on the floor by Hammers. Carterville gets it. Look at Luke Ford out there on the point. Gets it to Beasley. His shot is good for the Lions. Carterville is on a roll right now as West Frankfort takes it the length of the floor, and Allen gets the layup for West Frankfort. 29-29 here, 5:20 left in the third quarter. We've got us a ball game now, Scott Hudson.
This is a good start by the Lions. They've hit their first 4 shots from the field and created 2 West Frankfort turnovers.
Yes, they have. As Carterville has it, Blake Jackson, left-hand dribble, leaves it for Beasley, gets it down low to Taylor Heil. Layup is good by Heil. He is a madman here this evening.
I think the Redbirds are concentrating so much on Ford's big size that they kind of forgot about number 50.
Taylor Heil, he has 11, he's got 21 points in this game so far, and we're halfway through the third quarter. Pass down low for West Frankfort, double team as the shot goes up. Heil gets the rebound. Kyle Hammers misses. Heil gets the rebound. He is playing like just a madman out there for the Lions. I hate to keep saying it, but that's what they need. He's put him on his back and is playing well here this evening. Heil, top of the circle, over to Justin Johnson. He fires from 3, no good. Rebound comes off to West Frankfort. Carterville, Blake Jackson, he crashed the board, hit the deck hard. West Frankfort, that should be a travel. No! They're going to call Luke Ford.
Wow.
On the push from behind. That's his third.
There was no push. He was there,
but he didn't push.
Nope, the Redbird player was out of control, lost his balance, and the official out near the scoreboard saw it. How, I do not know.
From behind. He saw it. He didn't have the best look there.
Nope.
West Frankfort has it. They get it down to Glodich. He gets the flush for West Frankfort. That's his first bucket of the second half. All tied at 31 with 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. And we've got a foul on West Frankfort.
Ford's having a conversation with one of the officials. Ford and Sturgill are really battling underneath, and now Luke's going to have to come out at the 3:53 mark.
Justin Johnson's going to replace him. Noah Allen is charged with a foul for West Frankfort. So it's Carterville basketball. Beasley's going to trigger the inbounds. As Dylan Moore is pulled down from behind, Glodich grabs a hold of him. And that is going to be a foul on Austin Glodich, his second. That's the second team foul now on West Frankfort here in the second half. Once again, Carterville basketball. 3:53 left in the third, tied at 31. Justin Johnson stands on the three-point arc, backs it up, left-hand dribble. Gets it, has the pass tipped away. As that is Hammers that gets the bucket for West Frankfort. Two-point lead now for the Redbirds. 33-31, 3:25 left in the third. Dylan Moore into the game, right-hand dribble on the left wing. He backs it up, needs some help, gets it to Jackson. Jackson takes it to the free throw line, finds Brendan Beasley, but Jackson was fouled on the pass. The foul is going to be on Noah Allen. That's his third for West Frankfort. Carterville basketball, again, the fourth team foul on the Redbirds here, maybe the third here in the second half. Inbound pass comes out top to Taylor Heil. Blake Jackson now on the right wing. To Heil, back to Beasley toward the top of the circle. He drives, right-hand layup is no good, but he's fouled. And Brendan Beasley is going to go to the line and shoot free throws for the Lions.
Not the best shot selection by Beasley going in there in the tall timber, but he drew the foul. Now he's going to have to go to the free throw line and hit two big free throws.
As the foul is on West Frankfort's Austin Glodich. That's the third now on Glodich. And they are going to give Beasley the free throws, as they were saying he was shooting. First free throw from Beasley is good. He's got 5 points here in the game. Second one from Beasley is good. Got to hit those. That's awesome. So all tied at 33 once again. West Frankfort basketball. Allen has it, drives to the free throw line, and he's fouled by Dylan Moore. That is going to be the first on Dylan Moore.
Yeah, if you're going to guard on the perimeter closely, if you go for the steal, then you got to back off, and there's got to be a little bit of separation there because all the ball handler has to do is get one half of a step on you, and he's going to go right by you.
Yep. You got to move your feet. Square him up. 2:40 left in the third quarter. All tied at 33 as they try to get the ball down low to Thrash. Goes out of bounds. They say it was off of Carterville, so it's going to belong to the Redbirds.
Looked like it was off Thrash to me. He almost made the indication like he was going to go the other end of the floor. I think he thought it was off him too.
Frankfort has it. They get the ball in bounds. Right baseline. That is Hammers. Works it out to Glodich at the free throw line. Finds a cutting Thrash down low. He's able to bank it home. And it's a 2-point lead for the Redbirds. Carterville into the front court. Moore to Johnson. The pass from Johnson is tipped out of bounds. He just didn't, I don't know what he didn't see because there was a man between he and Taylor Heil. And luckily it goes out of bounds off of West Frankfort. Dylan Valerius checks in. Justin Johnson checking out for the Lions. So on the floor right now, Valerius, Jackson, Moore, Beasley, Heil. Luke Ford is on the bench for the Lions. He's got 3 fouls. 2:09 remaining here. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and more than you expected. More memorable for your guests. Visit crystalsgoodfood.com for more information as Heil gets the bucket for the Lions. He's got 8 points here in this game for Carterville. West Frankfort into the front court. Thrash gets it to Sturgill, now to Hammers. They work it down. They find the cutting Glottish. The ball puts the ball on the floor, and Blake Jackson picks his pocket. Carterville's on the run. Beasley has it. Cuts across the lane. Shot is up. No good. West Frankfort gets the rebound. Here comes Wolf, and he's going to be fouled by Blake Jackson of Carterville. The first on Jackson this evening. All tied at 35 with 1:36 left in the ball game.
Yeah, Beasley had a chance, but he really needed to pull that ball back out. There wasn't a break for him there to go up. He had to throw up kind of a wild shot. He didn't get to go. And the missed shot gives the ball back to West Frankfort.
Frankfort has it in the front court. It comes near side to Sturgill. Back to Hammers. Back to Sturgill on the left wing, guarded by Dylan Moore from Carterville. All tied at 35. 1:20 left in the third quarter. Glottish cuts down the lane, gets the pass, banks it home. That's good for West Frankfort. 37-35, and we have a timeout on the floor. It is a 30-second timeout that is called by head coach Kevin Toney. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. And they are moving into a new location directly across Route 13 to 209 West Commercial. They're next to Tequila's. They offer in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions. They offer more than that, apparel. They design logos, brochures, posters, as well as vinyl signs and decals. They should be in their new location about February 1st. Check it out. It's Artworks in Carterville.
Well, we've had a dandy second half. Carterville has been shooting lights out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are 6 of 8 from the field, yet still find themselves trailing by 2. Frankfort has 3 turnovers. Carterville only 1 turnover in this third quarter. So the third quarter's kind of gone the way you hoped it would if you're a Carterville fan.
Well, it got them back even at least. Close here as they are down 2 with 1 minute left in the third quarter. Carterville basketball. Dylan Moore's going to fire from 3 for the Lions. That's way short. And West Frankfort gathers in the rebound as Scott Clinton, he grabbed the rebound and stopped in the backcourt. West Frankfort now, they break the timeline into the front court for the Redbirds. They want to get it down low to Sturgill. As that is, Clinton gets it to Sturgill. Now they work it back out top to Hammers. Hammers to Sturgill, left wing. Kick it out top. That should have been a travel, not called as Clinton gets the turnaround jumper for West Frankfort. That's his first bucket. Scott Clinton is on the board. 4-point lead now, 15 seconds left in the third. Carterville will hold for the final shot of the third quarter. Dylan Moore to Dylan Valerius, now to Brendan Beasley. Back to Valerius, Moore on the left wing. He runs into a defender, and there's a foul that is called on West Frankfort's Kyle Hammers, his second. And
that's not a bad foul because it forces Carterville to have to inbound the ball. Carterville will not be shooting the 1-and-1 yet, so that's not that bad a foul.
Valerius checks out. Justin Johnson checks in for the Lions. 3 seconds exactly on the clock. They'll have it underneath the basket. Beasley's going to trigger the inbounds. Gets it to Heil. Shot is no good. It's short. West Frankfort gets the rebound, and that's how we end the third quarter. It is 39-35. West Frankfort on top of your Carterville Lions. We're heading to the fourth. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Heading to the fourth quarter, 39-35. West Frankfort with the 4-point lead. Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson here. Both teams are heading back out for the fourth. What do you got, Scott?
Well, the good news is Carterville shot 60% in the third quarter. The bad news is West Frankfort shot 67% from the field in the third quarter as they hit their last 5 shots from the field to parlay that into a 4-point lead to start the fourth.
I think I mentioned earlier that Taylor Heil had 21 points. I can't count. He's got 18 points on my books, so I don't know.
Well, if he did, we'd only be down by 1.
That's true. Math, my strong subject. West Frankfort has the basketball. Thrash turns it over for West Frankfort. That's only the 6th turnover on West Frankfort here in this game. Carterville basketball over to Brendan Beasley. He wants the ball. Fires from 3. That's good for Beasley. No, that is a huge shot to start this fourth quarter. Carterville down 1 now, 39-38.
And still Luke Ford on the bench, but don't expect him to be there much longer.
West Frankfort has it in the front court. Jackson makes a dive, but West Frankfort's able to kick it out. Thrash fires from 3, and Jackson pulls down the rebound. He's on the run. Finds Taylor Heil on the left side. Dylan Moore is on the floor. Justin Johnson, Blake Jackson, Brendan Beasley as Carterville works the ball around the perimeter. Swing pass to Dylan Moore. Fires from 3. No good. Johnson gets the rebound, and he's fouled by West Frankfort. That is going to be on Scott Clinton for the Redbirds, his first of the game. It's going to be the 6th team foul on West Frankfort. And Superman checking back in for the Lions. Luke Ford checks in. Dylan Moore checks out.
1-point Frankfort lead. We got us a dandy, Mr. McKenzie.
Yes, we do. 6:50 left in the ballgame. Carterville needs a win in the worst way. They don't want to find themselves down 2 games in this tournament. And this would be a huge win tonight. And like we said, we expected Frankfort to play tight. They're in a 3-2 zone defense now. Beasley's going to wait and make that defender come out. The officials will eventually have to give him a clock. They do. Carterville has it. They're going to work around the perimeter. Beasley to Blake Jackson. Finds it, gets it down to Heil. Heil loses the handle on it. That's a turnover on Carterville. They had 1 turnover last quarter. 1 here as that is Noah Allen that gets on the board for West Frankfort. And we've got a whistle and a foul. No, the ball was out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions. 3-point lead, 6:01 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The pass comes into the backcourt to Beasley. On the floor right now, Johnson, Beasley, Jackson, Heil, and Ford, the starting lineup for the Lions. Johnson to the left side. Blake Jackson finds Brendan Beasley toward the right wing. They work it back around. Jackson wants to get it down to Ford. Ford battles his way, gets fouled, and is going to go to the line to shoot the bonus.
And let's see if that's on Glodich. That's his 4th. That is not on Glodich. They caught a break.
Yes, they did. They call it on Hammers, Kyle Hammers, his 3rd, but it is the 7th team foul as Luke Ford is going to go to the line to shoot the 1 plus the bonus for the Lions. First one by Ford is no good. Taylor Heil battles for the rebound, but West Frankfort's Glodich comes away with it. They're into the front court. Wolf is going to fire from 3. In and out, no good. Heil gathers in another rebound. Gets it to Justin Johnson. Beasley now across the timeline over to Blake Jackson. Back to Beasley, who fires from 3. That is good for Brennan Beasley. His 2nd 3-pointer of the quarter, and we have a timeout called by Carterville Lions. Shane Hawkins. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions sports.
So Beasley has come up big here in the fourth quarter. He has struggled shooting the ball from the outside the last few games, but he's hit 2 big threes in this fourth quarter, and we're tied at 41.
He's got 12 points in the game, and he'd kind of been in a little bit of a slump about the last 4 games probably for the Lions. And but it's nice to see that he's getting that hot touch back. That's huge when, especially when Frankfort's in that zone and they kick that ball down in the paint and they find Beasley wide open. If you can nail that outside shot, that just breaks down a zone defense.
Yeah, they're under 3-2, and Gladic is playing the point on that. So their big guy is out front, which should help Ford and/or Heil underneath maybe go one-on-one with somebody.
All tied at 41 with 5:19 left here in the ball game. West Frankfort basketball. Carterville trying to get the trap in the backcourt. Nice job defensively, but they find the man wide open. That is Thrash, and we've got a foul that is called on Carterville. It's going to be the 15th foul, so it'll be out of bounds for the Redbirds.
Yeah, I think Coach Hawkins was wanting an offensive foul on the Redbirds. The ball handler kind of gave one of the Carterville players a little bit of a forearm, but Shane didn't get the call.
Beasley, that's his second foul for the Lions. West Frankfort has the basketball. As the ball's tipped away, that's a turnover on West Frankfort, their second of the quarter. That is Brennan Beasley that gets the layup for the Lions. Carterville has a 2-point lead with 4:47 left in the fourth quarter. West Frankfort basketball in the front court, moving from right to left. Carterville, nice to see them with the lead here in the fourth. That is Allen that breaks down the pressure, gets the shot off, he's fouled, and is going to go to the line and shoot two.
I thought it may have been a foul on the floor, but they're going to go ahead and give him the free throws. Carterville with a 2-point lead, 4:31 to go here in the game.
The foul was on Justin Johnson, his second, as Allen makes his first free throw. 4:30 remaining. 1-point lead for your Lions. Noah Allen is 7, 8, 9. Misses the second. He's got 8 points in the game. And who gets the rebound? But Taylor Heil.
Yep.
So Carterville hangs on to the 1-point lead. 4:24. Johnson fires from three off the front of the iron. The ball is tipped. Nice job by Blake Jackson. That is Justin Johnson that gets the putback for the Lions. That was a huge play by Justin Johnson to tip that ball back toward the middle of the lane. Frankfort quickly into the front court. 3-point lead now. 4:05 left in the ball game for the Lions. West Frankfort basketball toward the right wing. They get it to Thrash. Thrash with the left-hand dribble finds a lane down the middle of the paint. His shot no good. Thrash, his putback is no good. Ball's on the floor again, and it's tipped out front. West Frankfort controls. They bring the pass near side to Allen. Allen drives, and we've got a foul on the floor on Blake Jackson.
Yeah, Carterville had 2 opportunities to get those missed shots and just couldn't get it. Some of it was bad luck, some of it was just bad positioning, but Allen will go to the free throw line where he was just 1 of 2.
So West Frankfort now is in the bonus. Down 3:40 left in the fourth quarter. As the first free throw is good by Noah Allen. He's got 8, let's see here, 7, 8, 11 points so far. And he makes his second as well. 45-44 Carterville. The 1-point lead, 3.5 minutes remaining here in this all-important game for your Carterville Lions. Thank you for listening here on News Radio WJPF and watching on our live stream on YouTube this evening. Carterville basketball, Beasley, top of the circle to Dylan Moore. On the floor right now, it's Moore, Beasley, Ford, Heil, Jackson. They get the ball down low to Ford, and Gladic stepped out of bounds. Carterville's fortunate that's not another turnover right there.
Well, they tried that 5-foot bounce pass on the baseline that works about 0% of the time. And Carterville, as you said, very fortunate to keep possession.
3:08 on the clock. Beasley's going to trigger the inbounds, throws it up to Dylan Moore in the backcourt. He gathers it in. Back to Moore. Looks for some help, gathers it up, gets the dribble, Now he works it over to Beasley. Beasley toward the left wing. Back to Moore. He works his way around the top of the circle. Throws the ball to the far side. Beasley's lucky. He gathered it in. But Carterville controls, and they're going to settle. 2:45 and ticking here in the fourth quarter. A 1-point lead for Carterville. Moore, left wing to Beasley. Top of the circle. He's guarded by Glodich. Austin Glodich out guarding Beasley. The big guy comes out top. Dylan Moore, he's guarded by Hammers for West Frankfort. Steps inside the three-point arc, and we've got a timeout that is called. I believe it's going to be by head coach Shane Hawkins of Carterville. It is going to be a 30-second timeout once again. They're not giving us the big breaks here this evening, Scott. This Lions broadcast, it is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale now has online mortgage center, so you can check rates or apply for mortgages anytime. For more information on the Bank of Carbondale's online mortgage center, visit their website, tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and all loans are subject to credit approval. And don't forget, coming up on our postgame show, we're going to choose our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game.
Yeah, and I'd say there's a couple of candidates already, but Carterville with a 1-point lead, 2:24 to go, and the ball. They can run their offense. They can be patient, but they cannot get caught double-teamed on the wings or in the corner. That's where problems can occur.
That's when you turn it over.
And, there's been a couple of times where Ford has been open on the low block, and they have not been able to see him open down there. So, again, Carterville with a 1-point lead. They're the team that can be patient. At some point, and I think, as I say that, Frankfort has just come out of their zone defense. They're going to a man-to-man, so they're going to force Carterville to have to push the ball up the floor.
Shane Hawkins is mopping up the floor in front of the Lions bench. Coming out of the timeout, it's Carterville basketball. Heil triggers this time into the backcourt to Brendan Beasley. 2:22 left. Thank you for tuning in here on a Wednesday night at Max Morris Gymnasium of the Midwinter Classic in West Frankfort. Carterville ball. Taylor Heil way out top between the circles. Blake Jackson on the right wing. Carterville needs to show some patience here. Look for the good shot. Be patient. It'll be there. Heil gets it to Beasley. Beasley, he is guarded now by Hammers for West Frankfort. Gets it to Heil toward the left side. Looks for the cutter. Back to Ford. Ford now, he looks for the cutter. To Jackson on the left wing. Carterville running the offense. Dylan Moore has the basketball, and we've got a foul on Keegan Thrash of West Frankfort as he got hit in the nose. Dylan Moore took the ball up high and I think caught him with an elbow. Thrash, that's going to be the first foul on Thrash, and Dylan Moore is going to be at the line shooting free throws. Thrash is going to go get a bloody nose looked at by the trainer.
Thrash got thrashed.
He did.
By Dylan Moore.
He took a shot.
Basically, it was just a situation where Thrash, wrong place, wrong time.
I've been running in circles crying out there if I got hit in the nose like that.
Well, I'd just be laying on the floor. I'd be calling
Take him, cart me off.
I'd be calling for paramedics, anything. I'm still there.
Yep, that would be me as well. If I'm gonna get hurt like that, I'm gonna make a big deal out of it.
You're darn right. We've watched a lot of Sports Center, my friend.
That's exactly right.
Two big free throws coming up here. I should say, hopefully it's a second free throw. It means he's at the first one.
Dylan Moore is at the line shooting the 1-and-1. The free throw is no good. Heil gets the rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it was off West Frankfurt's Kyle Hammers. What a big break once again for Carterville.
Heil, just good hustle. He's going after the rebounds.
He's being aggressive, and he's not fouling when he's doing it.
He's got 7 offensive rebounds. He's got 13 total.
Wow. Plus he's got, I don't know how many points. I counted it early and was wrong. I'll count them up at the end of the game. Carterville basketball, they've got the 1-point lead. They've had it for the last couple of minutes now. Way out front, though, Carterville has the basketball. Johnson, he looks for some help. West Frankfort playing a tight man-to-man defense now on the Lions. So they're going to have to be careful with the passing. The double team. Beasley's wide open, man. But they're going to back it up and hold on to it as they work it back to Blake Jackson now. He's guarded by Allen of West Frankfort. Dylan Moore, top of the circle, to Justin Johnson, guarded by Sturgill. Beasley now has it to Blake Jackson We're working our way towards 60 seconds left in the game, folks. It's going to come down to the wire. Carterville with a 1-point lead. 55 seconds left in the game. Nice job by the Lions hanging on to this basketball right now. But you got to know that something's going to happen. Beasley, the layup, no good. And Glodich gets the rebound. They've got 42 seconds left. They're down one. The shot is in the air, no good. As Sturgill gets the rebound and the shot. He's fouled. He misses the shot and is going to go to the line and shoot two.
Unless you have an uncontested layup, Beasley cannot take that shot. He had a bigger guy on him. You got to go down the lane. If the defender comes towards you, you pull it out. You still have the 1-point lead and the ball. Bad decision on the other end.
The free throw from Sturgill is good, and he's going to get the bonus. And we have a timeout that is called. Oh, no, Luke Ford is going to check in for the Lions. Justin Johnson going to check out. So Sturgill has the bonus coming to him on the floor for the Lions. Is Heil, Ford, Beasley, Moore, and Blake Jackson. The second from Sturgill in the air, no good. We're tied at 45. 33 seconds left. Brendan Beasley has the basketball, takes the slow stroll across midcourt. Carterville can win this game here on the last shot of the ball game if they can get it off. Dylan Moore out front for the Lions. Needs some help.
Oh, he walked it.
It's not called. Blake Jackson has the basketball. We got a timeout that is called by Carterville with 12.3 seconds left in the ball game. It's a full timeout. We're going to take a break as well. It's 45-45. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60 here, buddy. I'm sorry. We're going to have to make some up in the post game.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Spieth, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. That's why Banterra is the region's largest, locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches.
Coming down to the wire, everybody. Here we go. Back at Max Morris Gymnasium in West Frankfort. What a ball game we have here. 12.3 seconds left. Both teams have 45 points on the board here in this ball game. Carterville just called a timeout, and they're going to talk about it. It's Carterville basketball, and they can win this here with 12 seconds left in the game. I think we've got another timeout that's been called by West Frankfort. Don't forget, coming up in our post-game show, we are going to be choosing our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. And as Scott said a few minutes ago, we have a couple of players that can go to. A couple of players on each team, actually, that it could go to. But Carterville, what do you expect here in the last 12 seconds?
Well, I don't care if it's the first possession of the game or the last possession of the game. I think the ball has to go inside, either Heil or Ford, and force Frankfort to either double team one of those guys or try to stop them one-on-one. If they double team, you kick it back out quickly to one of your guards. Hopefully they can hit an open two or even a three to win the game.
We'll see how this goes for the Carterville Lions as both teams are still in the huddle with their coaches, Coach Kevin Toney of West Frankfort and Coach Shane Hawkins of West Frankfort, or of Carterville rather. But the ball is going to belong to the Lions right in front of their bench. They're moving from our left to right. 12.3 seconds left in the game. I may have to stand up here, Mr. Scott Hudson.
I'll let you.
So I can dance just a little bit. Blake Jackson's going to trigger the inbound for the Lions. From the left side, looks for the cutter. They get it to Heil. Left elbow to Blake Jackson. 9 seconds left. Down low to Dylan Moore on the right block. The ball's kicked out of bounds by West Frankfort with 4.8 seconds left in the game. That's going to make things just a little bit tighter for the Lions.
Well, it is. Dylan Moore, a smaller guard, really not the guy you want to get the ball down on the baseline. He had nowhere to go. Tried to kick it back out, but got it kicked out of bounds. So now the whole inside thing you can throw out the window. There's only 4.8 seconds to go. You got to work somebody open. You got time for one, maybe two quick passes, then you got to launch it.
We got another timeout called. It's a full. We're going to pause for 30 seconds. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Just 30 here, Bubba. Thanks, everybody watching online. Appreciate it. Back in West Frankfort, it's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. 4.8 seconds left in the ball game. All tied at 45. Carterville has the basketball. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and More. More than you expected, more memorable for your guest. Visit crystalsgoodfood.com. Remember, no event is too small or too large. Crystal's Catering will customize a menu to fit your budget and preference.
West Frankfort would like to force the inbounds to come into the backcourt. That takes up a little extra time to get it in the front court. Carterville will inbound on the side off of the right wing. Jackson will inbound the ball.
So on the floor we have Heil, Beasley, Ford, Moore, and Blake Jackson's going to trigger. 4.8, here we go. This is for all the marbles, into Beasley. He gets a lane, puts the shot up, no good. The shot by Jackson at the buzzer is no good. We're going to overtime. 45. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.
You're missing all the benefits of 24/7 accessibility, great equipment and trainers, and you're missing the convenience of lean, healthy brand meals.
60 here, Robert. Sorry.
To help keep you on track. Don't miss out. 681-2123.
You know, many folks, when they come back to Cleveland, Illinois for a visit, never stop there. For others, it's a good way to grab some burgers and fries, maybe a fried pickle, and still have some cash left over. Now, a lot of folks just can't make it for the week without a stop there. There is Carterville in Energy. Right, it's Energy's finest restaurant. Cheeseburgers, the famous bundle with burgers, wings, barbecues, and things even more with a platter. Carterville in Energy. Come on, you deserve it.
Back in West Frankfort on a Wednesday evening. We're going to overtime, all tied at 45. Brendan Beasley had a nice look on that nice little runner. I was like you, I thought it was going to go.
It looked like it was going to go and just couldn't get it to crawl over the side of the rim. So now we play 4 extra minutes, and let's see who's got any gas left in their tank.
4 minutes are on the clock. There's a jump ball at midcourt, and the tip is controlled by West Frankfort. So 4 minutes, here we go. Overtime excitement on News Radio WJPF. Frankfort into the front court. On the floor right now is Ford, Heil, Moore, Beasley, and Blake Jackson. Frankfort has it. Gladic, he puts his shoulder down, but he's able to put the shot up and in. That's his first bucket in the fourth quarter or in overtime. It's a 2-point lead for West Frankfort.
That's only their second field goal since the end of the third quarter.
Wow. Beasley has the basketball. He dribbles it out of bounds. That's a turnover. On the Lions, that's the second since the fourth quarter on Carterville.
That is an unforced error. Was not pressured that much and just dribbled it out of bounds.
Just lost the handle on it. So West Frankfort has it. They find a cutting. Noah Allen for West Frankfort. He got the bucket. 49-45, the 4-point lead here early in overtime. Beasley between the circles, under 3 minutes left now. 2:55 on the clock. Carterville basketball to Blake Jackson on the left wing. Brings it around top of the circle. Looks for some help. Gets it to Heil. The ball's on the floor. West Frankfort controls. 3 possessions in overtime. 3 turnovers in overtime for your Lions. 2:35 left here in the overtime game. 49-45. West Frankfort on top. And they throw the ball away. And Allen had a wide open lane right there, and they just overthrew him, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, if they hit that shot, it's probably game, set, match because Frankfort's up by 6. Carterville looks like they may be gassed a little bit, but this is a critical possession here. Carterville's got to come away with points on this one.
They need points here as they have it into the front court to Taylor Heil. Finds back door, Luke Ford. His shot is put up, no good. He gets his bucket and the foul, and is going to go to the line and shoot the and one. That first shot he had, it just hung on the rim, and then he gets the rebound and puts it back, and that was a huge play by Luke Ford.
That's nothing more than brute strength. He had a guy hanging on his right arm and was able to get it to go off the glass and just over the rim. And this is a big free throw. This 3-point play could cut the Frankfort lead to 1 with 2:11 to go in overtime.
Andrew Sturgill's charged with the foul. So Carterville can get within 1. They're down 2, 49-47. 2:11 left. Ford's free throw is up and no good. So the 2-point lead still for West Frankfort here. We're in overtime. 49-47. West Frankfort into the front court with Hammers. Hammers works it toward the right side, guarded out front by Dylan Valerius. And they get it back to Hammers. Hammers now to Sturgill. To Allen. Top of the circle to Lucas Wolf, who's in the game, and we have a foul on Dylan Valerius.
Yeah, you don't want too much time to run off the clock with Frankfort up by 2, so not a bad foul because Carterville's going to have to foul unless they can get a turnover to get back into the game.
So Lucas Wolf is going to be at the line shooting the 1 and the bonus. That's the 9th team foul now on Carterville. Next one will be put the team in the double bonus, whoever gets that. As Wolf fires the free throw, no good, but the rebound by Glodich. His putback is no good. Blake Jackson gets the rebound. Wow, what a huge miss for West Frankfort. 1:35 left here. Frankfort has a 2-point lead, 49-47. Taylor Heil, out on top of the 3-point circle to Luke Ford. Now to Beasley, who fires from 3, in, out, no good. Rebound by Glodich of West Frankfort. Good look from Brendan Beasley. 1:15 remaining in overtime. Frankfort basketball, 2-point lead. Glodich has it way out top for West Frankfort, guarded by Heil, and looks for some help, gets it to the cutting Hammers. He pulls it back out. They're going to run it back around out top with 60 seconds left. We're under a minute to go in this ball game. And Valerius is called for another foul out front, and Wolf is going to be at the line shooting the 1-and-1.
Yeah, and Wolf just missed a 1-and-1, so not a bad decision to put him back at the free throw line. If he makes 1, it's still a 1-possession game.
Lucas Wolf at the line. Where's number 3? Makes the first. So it's 50-47, a 3-point lead. Dylan Valerius heads over to the Carterville bench. Jackson, Moore, Heil, Beasley, Ford on the floor for the Lions. Second one by Wolf is no good. Luke Ford pulls down the rebound. 3-point lead. Carterville needs a bucket here on this possession. Brendan Beasley in across the timeline. Left-hand dribble. Wants to work it to the left side. They get it to Taylor Heil. He kicks it out to Moore. Moore's going to fire from 3 off the iron. No good. Dylan Moore gets fouled on the shot and is going to go to the line and shoot free throws. Wow, what a huge foul that is.
Well, just imagine if that basket would have gone in. It could have put Carterville in the lead if Moore would have hit the free throw. That would have been a 4-point play. But as is, Moore's going to go to the free throw line and shoot the most important 3 free throws he shot all year.
First one is good. He's able to get that one to go home. Carterville down 2 now. 36.8 seconds left. 50-48, West Frankfort. Second by Moore is good. Substitution into the game as Thrash checks back in for West Frankfort. Sturgill checks out. Justin Johnson checks in for Carterville. Luke Ford is going to check out for the Lions. Dylan Moore has one more free throw. If he makes it, that will tie up the game at 50. 36.8 seconds left in the ball game. Free throws in the air, and it's good. Big, three huge free throws for the Lions. All tied. 36 seconds left. West Frankfort basketball. They bring it across the timeline. 30 seconds now. Into the front court. Gladic has it. Toward the right elbow. Guarded by Heil. Kicks it out. They find the cutting man back door. That is Allen that gets the bucket for West Frankfort. And Carterville quickly into the front court. As it's Beasley has his pocket picked. The ball's in the front court. Carterville basketball, 6 seconds. Beasley for three, no good. Rebound by Moore, 2.5 seconds. West Frankfort has a 2-point lead, and they're going to say it's going to belong to the West Frankfort Redbirds.
Yeah, Beasley missed the 5-footer that could have won it in regulation. And he missed the three in the corner that would have given them the lead and possible win.
That was a good look, though.
It was a good look. You got to take that shot. But it looks like Carterville is going to go down to defeat for the third time in a row, and that's the first time they will have lost 3 straight games this year.
Dylan Moore is called for the foul, and that's going to put Lucas Wolf at the line as the free throw is up and no good. The double bonus here. So, man, Carterville might... This is a huge free throw, and I promise you if he misses it, Shane Hawkins is telling the official, I'm going to call a timeout.
Well, he's probably saying, hey, if we get the rebound on a miss, can we have that NBA rule where we get to take it out mid-court?
Yeah. Second one from Wolf is in the air. It's no good. Rebound by Carterville. Timeout. Carterville Lions. 2 seconds remaining here in this overtime period. It's a full timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Back at Max Morris Gymnasium on Wednesday nights, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. We have 2 ticks of a clock remaining in overtime. Frankfort has a 2-point lead. It's 52-50. And Carterville needs a miracle here to send this to overtime or even get the win. And, man, what a good ball game, regardless of the outcome. Hate it if Carterville loses. If they win it, it's a miracle win, and it'll be huge. Carterville doesn't want to be 0-2 going into the game against Christopher on Friday night. So they need something miraculous to happen here with 2 seconds left. It looks like Justin Johnson is going to trigger the inbound. He's got a good arm, and that's why they're doing this. So Carterville's going to spread the floor. Beasley and Jackson are at midcourt. Deep or Heil and Dylan Moore. We have timeout called by head coach Kevin Toney of West Frankfort. He was wanting to take a look at what the setup was for the Lions so that he could make his defensive call.
Yeah, if Carterville's allowed to run the baseline, you probably run the baseline.
But it was a miss, so it wasn't on a make. So he's probably he's not going to be able to run the baseline.
Yeah, the best case scenario is they just throw the ball as far as they can. They got Heil down at the other end of the floor, and with his leaping ability, he could grab it, turn, and shoot it pretty quick.
Also makes me wonder why Luke Ford wasn't in. The tight end with good hands and good feet for the Carterville Lions. Maybe Coach Shane Hawkins will sub him in, or maybe he was on the floor and I just missed it. But
well, you go back to when the game was tied at 50, Dave. Frankfort had the ball with under a minute to go. You knew they were going to play for one shot, but Carterville broke down defensively. Frankfort got the easy backdoor layup, which should never happen in that situation. You got to keep everybody in front of you, and that's what is put Carterville in the situation they're in.
It's going to be Justin Johnson going to trigger from underneath the West Frankfort basket. The length of the floor to go, 2 seconds. Beasley's at midcourt. Blake Jackson's at midcourt. And down underneath the Carterville basket is Dylan Moore and Taylor Howell. Now here we go. The pass goes to midcourt, comes off to Jackson. His shot is no good. 52-50. West Frankfort knock off the Carterville Lions in overtime. Our post-game show is next on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 2 minutes here, Robert. 2, please. Back at West Frankfort, it's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson. It is our Artworks postgame show here where Carterville just lost to the West Frankfort Redbirds in overtime, 52-50. Scott, another heartbreaking loss, 3 in a row now for Carterville.
Yeah, Carterville had a chance to win it from about 5 feet at the end of regulation. Beasley couldn't get the shot to go. Good look. Then you go to overtime. Carterville's down by 2. With about 6 seconds to go, Beasley's got an open 3. Can't get it to go either. Just a heartbreaking loss. Looking at the stats, rebounding, Carterville out-rebounded West Frankfort 28-21. Taylor Howell, monster game, 13 rebounds. 6 of those were offensive. 21 rebounds for West Frankfort. They were led in rebounding by Thrash and Glodich, both with 5. Carterville, 13 turnovers. Key stat there. Carterville had 9 at half, only had 1 through the second half, but had 3 turnovers in that overtime. West Frankfort only had 1 turnover in the overtime. They ended up with 9 for the game. Shooting from the field, Carterville 43%. West Frankfort 51% from the field. In overtime, Carterville only 1 of 5 from the field. Frankfort 3 of 4, and that was the difference in the game.
Carterville had their opportunities in this ball game. And when you look at the scoring this evening, let's start first with West Frankfort. They were led tonight by Austin Glodich. He winds up with 18 points in the game. What a good ball player he is. Noah Allen gave him a lot of support as well, as he has 15 for the Redbirds. It was Lucas Wolf with 4. Kyle Hammers had 5. Let's see here. Andrew Sturgill had 1 for West Frankfort. Keegan Thrash had 6. And Scott Clinton had 2 52 points scored by the West Frankfort Redbirds. For the Carterville Lions, it was Blake Jackson with 5. Justin Johnson had 4. Dylan Moore had 3, and 3 huge ones. Those free throws right there at the end after being fouled on a 3-point shot. He winds up with 3 in the game. Brennan Beasley had 14 for the Lions. He had 8 in the fourth quarter, but wasn't able to get any there in the overtime period. Luke Ford has 4 for the game. Dylan Valerius scored 2, and the hard-working guy, 18 points, 13 rebounds tonight. Another fantastic effort from Taylor Heil. He winds up with 18 points in the game, and Carterville, 50 points on the board. They lose in overtime, 52-50. That moves their record here in the West Frankfort Midwinter Classic to 0-2, getting ready to face a Bearcats game on Friday afternoon, early evening at 5:30 in the evening.
Yeah, the Lions really kind of wasted a very good effort in the second half. Lions shot 60% in the third quarter, 50% in the fourth quarter. Actually, West Frankfort was only 1 of 6 from the field in the fourth quarter, and that's where Carterville made their comeback. Caught the Redbirds, just could not pull this one out. I mean, if you stick around the game long enough as a coach or as a fan or as a broadcaster, you're going to see these types of games, be involved in these types of games that don't go your way. But when you go into overtime and you lose by 2, you can always pick out this possession, that loose ball, what have you. But Carterville just could not hit the big shot when they needed it, and could not come up with a big stop defensively when they needed it in overtime.
Yeah, they played, like they've done all season long. They come out in the third quarter. That's where they turned that around. They wind up getting back into the ball game, and I felt really good going into the fourth quarter, but just little mistakes here and there cost them the game. And you can't do that against a good ball team like they did against El Dorado. And you can't definitely do it against a West Frankfort team that's playing the spotlight game on their home court in their home tournament. You can't make those kind of mistakes. You have to go in and you have to just take the bull by the horns quickly. As Coach Shane Hawkins joins us here on our post-game show, our Crystal's Catering post-game show this evening. Thank you for tuning in on News Radio WJPF. Coach Shane Hawkins here, and a tired, sweaty, worn-out coach, but a hard-fought game. Had our opportunities, but you got to give it to West Frankfort. They were able to put it away.
We talked about yesterday and again today that teams that host tournaments, no matter what kind of season they've had up to that point, you always get their best shot. They're always going to play their best basketball of the year during their own tournament. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's something that is big to the town, to the community. The chance to host 8 teams or 7 other teams into their tournament. Teams that host tournaments always play better.
Yeah.
Right? They always play better at home, and we've talked about that. And they out-scrapped us. They played harder than us early. We had chances. Make a layup. Make a layup. Instead of we want to shoot everything. We want to shoot everything at the rim underhanded, with no thought to going to the rim with power and going to finish it. But everything we do has got to be underhanded, and we continue to miss layups.
And we've talked about that early in the season. Go to the rim with purpose, like with the intent of scoring. You said that on a couple different occasions, and we've talked about the missed bunny shots. It's been an issue for this squad all season long.
Exactly. This is not the first time it's happened. It's been there for 18 games. Whether it's our lack of concentration, or we're really that soft and we're afraid of contact, whether we're afraid to get the shot blocked, but we never, and we've talked about it on here. We have guys, and we watch them in practice. I watch on film. They'll go shoot a layup, and their eyes never get on the rim. Never get on the rim. Well, you're not going to make it.
Who's around me?
Yeah, what are you looking for? We just have that softness about us at the rim, and everybody knows it. We played 18 games. Coaches talk. Right? They're not going to finish at the rim. Let them have it down there. They're not finishing. Right? Let penetration get to the rim because it doesn't matter. And then we've just shot it awful from the arc about the last 3 or 4 games, and we had all kind of open looks tonight. And some of those weren't even close. A couple of shots never got above 10 foot of the rim, but nicked the bottom of the rim, and that's better get in the gym and find time to work on your shot if it's that broke.
Coach, I want to go back to one possession late in regulation. I think you've got a 1-point lead, if I remember correctly. Beasley has the ball. He goes down the lane, and Gladic comes over. And, of course, Gladic is about 6'5", 6'6". Is that a shot you want him taking there over the 6'6" Gladic, or do you just want him to just, hey, the big guy came to me, just pull it back out and run the offense again?
And we're talking less than a minute left, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like 35, 46.
Yeah.
There's no reason to shoot it. There's no reason to shoot it. Absolutely zero reason. We want a point-blank layup with nobody around. And he was
they got on the end.
Absolutely.
When that backdoor cut.
Absolutely not. That's an awful shot. It should have been pulled back out if it ever got in there, and we continue to run clock. We have a 1-point lead. We're going to continue to run clock. They're going to foul us. We'll make 2 free throws, and then we'll play defense down here. But under no circumstances was that a good shot. It's got to be a point-blank layup, and maybe I'm not clear enough when we talk about it in practice. I'll make sure that gets
conveyed.
That gets understood tomorrow. You are up 1. You don't need any more points. You need the clock to run, right? And we'll run the clock as far as we can, and we'll take a point-blank layup with nobody around, and that's the only shot you need. And a lot of that is, and we do 2-minute games in practice where we play with the lead, up 1, down 1, to go over those situations that you face in a regular season game. But like I've said on here before, we play a lot different than we practice. Mm-hmm. Our thought process in practice is we usually make the right play. But you get in here in a game, and then that goes out the window real fast.
It was just a heartbreaking loss. Carterville had plenty of opportunities in the game, but then turnovers were numerous in the first half. You limited them in the second half, but then you get in the overtime and you have 3 possessions and 3 turnovers just in opportune time to be able to do that because there's no time to recover.
No, and we got down 4, and probably they scored the first 2 baskets out of overtime, and we were fortunate enough to even get back in the game and have a shot at it. Poor dribbling and passing skills, or dribbling and passing decisions. It's that simple. We've got guys open, whether it's on the perimeter or in the post, and we cannot get it to them because we can't make a simple feed the post or a simple step off and hit it. And again, very discouraging, sir.
Coach, going into Friday's game, you find yourself 0-2, getting ready to take on a Bearcats team. It's not the position Carterville wanted to be in going into that game Friday night. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and we've got to find a way to right the ship. And I thought effort was pretty good.
Yeah.
We get turned around defensively. I mean, our principles defensively is we lose mind. We get turned in circles in there. We lose man. We lose ball. Just basic, simple defensive stuff that we work on every day. And it's not necessarily an effort thing. It's an execution, and it's a concentration and a finishing thing.
And a fundamental thing.
Yeah, I mean, dribble, pass, catch, shoot. It's the name of the game. It's been that way for since Dr. Naismith had been in the game 135 years ago.
Yep.
It's been that way. It's been that simple. And we struggle with those four fundamentals.
52-50, the final. West Frankfort wins. What are they now? Are they 1-8? They're
2-0 in the tournament.
2-0 in the tournament. Carterville is going to take on the Christopher Bearcats Friday evening. 5:30 is the tip. And Coach, we'll see how things go on Friday night.
We'll show up.
Coach Shane Hawkins, a disappointed Coach Shane Hawkins, joining us here on our post-game show this evening, where the Lions lose in overtime to the Redbirds, 52-50. And man, I got to give props to Taylor Heil tonight. He played his heart out. He winds up with 18 points in the game. He has 13 boards for the Lions. Truthfully, I'm going to if you're okay with it, I'd like to make Taylor Heil our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game.
Well, he had 13 rebounds, 6 of those offensive rebounds. He was just a beast on the boards. He's always been a beast on the offensive glass and defensive glass. You know, again, Luke Ford got in foul trouble in the first half, had to go out.
That's his time.
So it left the inside game to Taylor, and I thought he did a fine job. And, you know, you could just hear the frustration on Coach Hawkins voice. I mean, missed open shots, missed opportunities, bad decision-making in a close game. All those things led to this 2-point loss in overtime. And as I said at the start of the game, you find out a lot about your team when you face adversity. This is the first time Carterville's lost 3 games in a row all year. This is what you call adversity, friends. And now they got to come out and play what will be an undermanned Christopher team. And Carterville should beat them. But when you've lost 3 in a row, your mindset isn't what it would be if you've won 3 in a row. So Carterville's going to have to do, I think, that little gut check time for the Lions.
Taylor Howe selected as our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Call 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Joe and Lindsey McCann of Carterville. They specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscaping maintenance, spring and fall cleanups. Joe was up here talking today. He was out working some yards, saw some grass growing already on one of the yards. So it's never a downtime for Joe.
Nope.
But give them a call at 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Joe's Lawn Care. Taylor Heil, our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Let's put a wrap here on this, Scott.
Well, again, disappointing game, disappointing ending. It was a great game, great second half by the Lions. Shot over 60% in the third quarter, 50% in the fourth. Just couldn't get the big shots to go when they need them. Couldn't get the big stop in overtime when they needed. Just the little things, as Coach Hawkins said, it's not about effort, it's about execution. And the Lions didn't execute very well down the stretch. They've got one more chance in this tournament on Friday night. And then more than likely they beat Christopher. Then they'll be playing, I think, at 5:30 on Saturday. So 2 more games left in this tournament. And, finishing 2-2 is a lot better than finishing 1-3 or 0-4.
Well, I think, it's an important game Friday night against Christopher, but Carterville and Shane Hawkins and these Carterville Lions, they need to be thinking about the rest of the season. They've got to be able to pull these things together because the mistakes we're seeing are fundamental mistakes. That's what's aggravating. That is why he's so aggravated. And you have to be thinking now about the second half of the conference season. And once you get into the postseason, you have to play fundamental basketball. If you don't, it's a short season for you. And I guarantee you, that's what Shane Hawkins and the Carterville Lions are going to be working on. We're going to talk to you Friday evening about 5:15. We'll have a full pregame show for you here on News Radio WJPF. Tip-off is slated for 5:30. I'm tired. It's late. My words are starting to slur. But
and you haven't been drinking.
No,
I promise you haven't.
Not at all. Just my water bottle. But we'll have the pregame show at 5:15. Tip-off is set for 5:30. For our producer engineer back at the studio, Robert Teese. For my partner Scott Hudson, and Carterville goes down to the West Frankfort Redbirds tonight in overtime, 52-50. We will talk to you Friday evening. I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.